In the old village of Ijaluba, surrounded by rivers and dense forests, there lived a drum. Not just any drum, but a talking drum. A sacred one. Carved from the heart of the Iroko tree and wrapped in lion hide, it was said this drum could speak the language of spirits and sing the fate of men. Only the elders and the chief priest were allowed to touch it. But then, a young boy broke that law. And what followed changed the village forever. Long ago, when the sun still listened to the earth and animals still held counsel in the night, Ijaluba was a land of music. Every moon cycle, villagers gathered in the square to dance, sing, and give thanks to the ancestors. At the center of these celebrations stood the talking drum, called Ayélà, which means what speaks without a mouth. But Ayélà was more than a drum. It was a guardian. Legends said it held the soul of an ancient warrior who had once saved Ijaluba from invaders. The chief priest warned, "Only those chosen by the spirits may play this drum. If touched by the unworthy, it will awaken its wrath." Now in that same village lived a curious orphan boy named Taye. He was poor, barefoot, and often mocked by the other children. But Taye had a gift. He could hear rhythms in everything, in the rustle of leaves, in the hum of bees, in the beating of rain. He would sit alone for hours, tapping rhythms on rocks, mimicking the tone of Ayélà. But one thing haunted him. He had never heard Ayélà speak. One Harmattan evening, when the winds were dry and the villagers were away at the river festival, Taye sneaked into the shrine. There it stood, Ayélà, glowing under the moonlight, silent but alive. Taye approached it slowly. "Just one beat, just one," he whispered. He raised his hands and struck it softly. Doom! Doom! Suddenly, the ground trembled. The torches in the shrine went out. The drum answered back. "Why have you touched me, child of silence?" Taye gasped. The voice was deep, ancient. It echoed not in his ears, but in his bones. I just wanted to hear your voice," he stammered. The drum spoke again. "You have awakened what should have slept. Now listen to what you have called." The wind howled, and the air turned thick. A spirit appeared, tall and cloaked in shadow, its face covered by a mask of mirrors. It was the drumkeeper spirit, the very soul trapped inside Ayélà. "You have broken the sacred law," the spirit said, "and for that, the village must pay." "No!" cried Taye, falling to his knees. "Punish me, not them!" But the spirit raised its hand, and a drumbeat echoed through the forest. From that moment, the curse began. That night, no fires could be lit. The wells turned bitter. The crops began to wither. Worse still, no one in the village could speak. Every voice had vanished. It was the curse of the silenced song. Only Taye could still speak and hear Ayélà. The villagers were terrified. They blamed the boy, chased him from the village, and called him cursed. He ran deep into the forbidden forest, where no one dared enter, not even hunters. In the forest, spirits danced in the trees. Ghostly animals followed him. But Taye walked on, guided by the drum beats echoing in his soul. Finally, he reached the ancient shrine of Orunmila, the spirit of wisdom. He fell to his knees and cried, "Great Orunmila, I have wronged the sacred drum. I have brought suffering to my people. Tell me what I must do." The trees rustled, and the spirit spoke through the wind. Only a song of true sacrifice can lift the curse. The drum that cursed must be drummed by a heart ready to die. Taye returned to Ijaluba. He walked through the silent streets. People watched him with hollow eyes. Mothers cried silently. Children pointed, confused. He entered the shrine once again. The chief priest was there, shocked to see him. "What are you doing?" the priest asked, though his voice came only in Taye's ears. "I am here to end this," Taye said calmly. He sat before Ayélà, closed his eyes, and played. But this time, the rhythm was not of celebration. It was a dirge, a sorrowful rhythm filled with pain, love, and sacrifice. With every beat, Taye's life force drained. He played the story of his loneliness, the hunger he had known, the rhythms he had heard in his dreams. He played until his hands bled, until he collapsed beside the drum. As Taye's final beat echoed into the sky, a great light shone from Ayélà. The curse was lifted. Suddenly, voices returned. The village breathed. The trees bloomed. The elders found Taye lying still, a smile on his face, and the drum beside him, glowing warmly. The chief priest wept. The boy had given his life to restore the village's voice. From that day, Taye was called the boy who sang with his soul. Years passed. The village of Ijaluba never forgot him. They carved his story into stone. Every year, a festival is held, the Festival of Sound, where children are taught Taye's rhythms. No one dares touch Ayélà now, but it no longer curses. It listens. It remembers. And sometimes, on quiet nights, when the stars are watching, it plays Taye's song on its own, a gentle echo of a boy who turned his punishment into a legacy. If this story touched your heart, type Taye the Brave in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more unforgettable African folktales. These stories are not just myths. They are mirrors of truth, sacrifice, and the soul of a people. Until next time, keep listening, because the drums still speak.